How's it, guys? So I am on my way today to some craft stores, Michael's, Joann Fabrics, and a few things to get some embellishments for our costumes. So I'm going to take you guys along with me on the journey and the process to getting your recital costumes together. So for costumes, for our studio, it's our first show, and I really wanted to keep the budget to a minimum, so we ordered very basic units like leotards, dresses, and showcase items that were dressier, like you wouldn't wear them for class, but still not quite costume level. So what I did was we ordered those, and now I'm going out to get the embellishments so that I can do them myself. So it really just saves a lot of money. It's a little bit more time consuming on my end because it can be a lot of rhinestoning and sewing and whatnot, but it's what you do when you first get started. And then obviously once our studio grows and our budget sort of grows, then maybe we can look at getting those nicer costumes with less work that needs to be done up front. So there's a whole bunch of glitters here, and these are really great to even just kind of dust different dresses and tutus with. So I'm gonna get this white one here because it goes with every color. So apparently they just have like acrylic rhinestones, which aren't necessarily as shiny. And then now you can see these rhinestones are actually like glass, and they're so much better, but then you can tell by the price, and we don't need all of these colors, so that's not going to work. Honestly, it wasn't all that successful, so I did get this huge bag of acrylic gemstones just to get started with a few items, even though these aren't the ideal rhinestones that I want in the long run, but they're enough to get started for now. And I also got, obviously you need some fabric glue if you're working with costumes. I did get some regular sequins, which are used with sewing more than gluing. You can glue them, but sewing these, they shine a little bit more than the rhinestones. And I also got black ones because we have a lot of black costumes, along with that glitter that I mentioned that I could just simply dust over tutus and dresses. So it's enough to do like a couple of different pieces, but I didn't get anything. I looked for flowers for headpieces, flowers for costumes. They didn't have anything nice, so I'm just gonna have to look onto Amazon, I guess, for that. Doing costumes on a budget. So yesterday you saw that I had gone to a couple craft stores and didn't have too much luck. So today I'm going to start, our budget is $50 a costume. Today I'm going to start with the rhinestones. These are the unitards that I've got. We're doing like a Batman themed acro dance. Since the costume budget is $50, this unitard was $50, $49.99. So I literally just want to take a few rhinestones to really just jazz it up for the show a little bit. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do. Usually you would get a cardboard cutout frame that you can insert into the leotard that you're rhinestoning to make sure that it stays nice and flat, but at the moment I don't even have one of those since moving, so I'm just gonna lay this out as flat as I can and then just start the rhinestoning process. I also like to get like a rhinestone or a bigger embellishment that can usually be your center like focal point. So I'm gonna go with this larger diamante there. I'm gonna take these 4mm rhinestones and just rhinestone the trim of it here, down, down, and up, and then carry it into the back. So this rhinestoning this section here is gonna have a slimming effect because it's pulling everything into the navel. So let's go ahead and get started with these rhinestones, and then I can show you what it looks like after. Okay, here's what it looks like in the end. So after it's all rhinestoned on the front, and then I also did the two back straps with just the big featured rhinestone, and then the back. So there's your Batman acrobatics costume for 50 bucks. So now these little acro costumes are for a dance called Lollipop, so it's really bright, fun, and colorful. We're gonna go ahead and take the rhinestones and just simply rhinestone a few of them inside the plain white stars, just for that little extra of performance pop. Okay, for this one I'm gonna use a little bit of a bigger rhinestone. I think this is probably about 6 millimeters. And we're gonna put them scattered throughout, not on every single one, but sort of scattered throughout these little white spots on the costume. And here is what the Lollipop costume looks like after it's been rhinestoned. So especially when the kids start dancing and the lighting on the stage will catch those nicely, so it'll shine a little bit more. Next what we have are these little ballet dresses. So it's really simple. It's come with nothing at all on it. I've already gone ahead and just dusted it with some soft glitter. And I'm gonna take this glitter glue and I'm going to brush it across the corset part here. So let me show you how I'm gonna do that. Okay, so what that's gonna look like is something that's already happening here. Okay, and I'm not gonna keep it streaky. I'm just going to brush with the nozzle back and forth, shimmy it across. And then from there, take my finger and just blend it nicely. These ones went nice and quickly, so I went ahead and added that glitter glue to the middle, so you can see it lights up really nicely. I went ahead and added 2 sequins on the very top, and these ballet dresses are getting white flower headpieces that go around their buns as well. So again, all $50 and under costumes. Just keep it really simple, just enough to kind of keep the look clean, professional, elegant, and just a little bit like jazz. You guys are gonna see me in all different types of outfits because this video is obviously taking a series of days to complete. As you know, costumes it's a huge project, especially when you're doing like 78 to 80 costumes by yourself. So the next costume that we are going to do on a budget, we're gonna take these biker tards and we're gonna do some bedazzling. So these are for an acro dance called Angel. It's very simple, very clean. We're gonna take these iron-on rhinestones, so you can see them, and iron them down the side of the biker tard. So these are amazing. They shine so well on stage. The only thing is they can get quite pricey. Like this little one here was $5 alone. So we could easily use like 3 of them per costume, but then that's really starting to cut into the budget of your costume. So we're just gonna use one and just make it work. The rhinestone piece out, you simply just peel back the white part. So peel that off slowly. Make sure they're all glued on there, stuck on there, because sometimes they do like to fall off. And I'm just gonna place this on the garment where I want to iron it, where I want the pattern to be, which is down the left-hand side. Left-hand side if you're wearing it. I'm gonna press it into it as much as I can. Then I have my iron on. So this is the complicated part. A lot of the times you want to use a towel, especially if it's your first garment, just to make sure that you don't burn it, to see how much heat the actual cotton or fabric can hold. This one can take quite a lot. It's a lot of cotton. I've got it on setting number 4 here. And it usually takes about 30 seconds of holding each side before you can peel it back, sometimes a little bit more. The thing is you don't want to go too fast, because then as you peel it back, you're gonna miss a whole bunch of rhinestones and you're gonna have to go back in by hand, and that's no fun. And I like to just lift it up every once in a while. Just definitely check the fabric, make sure you're not burning anything. Rather be safe than sorry. So really just lift up and look. And don't slide your iron up and down. It's gonna crinkle the paper and it's gonna make all the rhinestones bubble up. So I'm gonna sit here for a little while, just checking, lifting it up, letting it cool off for a few seconds, and I'm gonna show you what it looks like after. Okay, so I think we're ready. I can test it by putting my hand underneath the fabric and feeling that all of the rhinestones have really been pressed down in nice and tight. And the paper also starts to just start coming up on the ends, so you know it's gotten relatively enough heat. So start to peel this back slowly, super slowly, and if you see any of them start to pop off, then just put the plastic back on top and go over it with your iron again. So I want to make sure they're on all the way. Looks like it's working. And these iron-ons, it's always touch and go. Like either the iron's too hot, you burn the fabric, or it's not hot enough and then you're waiting forever. So that one worked out perfectly. Trust me, this is the third one that I've done. The first one was a complete hack. I messed it up. I had to go back and finish it by hand. But this one came out nicely. So just adding that little bit of bedazzle there makes your costumes look so much nicer. And trust me, if we could, I would have gone all the way from the bottom all the way to the top with the rhinestones, but it just went a bit over our budget. Remember, we're trying to stick to $50 a costume. So there we go. Thank you guys for watching some of my costuming tips. It's cool for you guys to just kind of see a little bit behind the scenes of what goes on. So again, this is for our first show here in the States for the little kids. So it's great tips, and you can kind of see what we do when we're doing costumes on a budget for our first show. Until that costume budget gets a little bit bigger and the business grows a little bit more, we're working within our means. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.